like to call the meeting to order. Please, roll call, please.
Councilman Sabaluka. Here. Councilman Garrick. Here. Councilman Acomando is unable to attend this evening due to a death in his family. Councilwoman Mazer.
Here.
Council President Dominio.
Here. Please rise for salute to the flag and remain standing in solemn remembrance of the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all council members and to all legal newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
The public is hereby advised that any statements made during the meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook may not be privileged or protected, and that persons or entities who take issue with such comments or are offended by saying may and have in the past sought legal redress through the courts. Any member of the public who addresses the council speaks for themselves and not for the council.
Can I have a motion to open the meeting to the public, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Sabaluka.
Yes.
Councilman Garrick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Yes.
Council President Dominio.
Yes. The meeting is now open to the public. Anyone wishing to, please state your name and your address.
Good evening, everybody. Thomas Van Lincoln, 128 Lincoln Avenue, Saddlebrook. I'm back this month to talk about the latest news with the Mayor's Youth Group. Since I last spoke to you guys, I know I wasn't here last month's meeting after getting my booster shot, but I am here today. We met on November 19th as a group here at Town Hall. The youth group helped out with the tree lighting last Friday, which it was very cold, but we had a lot of, the holiday spirit was hot and bright there as well. The youth group members helped pass out the reindeer headbands and Santa hats. So thank you to everybody who helped out with that. Going forward, the youth group this Saturday, December 4th at 1:30, we'll be decorating the tree at Tri-Centennial Park. I just saw it before, it looks beautiful, and it's going to look even more beautiful when we put ornaments on it. Again, that's Saturday, December 4th at 1:30 at Tri-Centennial Park. It's located at the corner of Platte Avenue and Saddle River Road under Route 80. So hope that we can see all our members there. Also, the Mayor's Youth Group will be once again participating in the Christmas holiday decorating contest, which started this week, and it's running through December the 21st. The first night we start judging, we'll meet at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Senior Center. We're going to have a little bit of pizza social, and then we'll send everybody out to start judging. Like the last couple contests, we will once again have the members judge on their own, but we figured we'd do a little bit of a kickoff with that pizza party as we start. I believe we're gonna announce the results. It looks like we're gonna announce it as of now on Christmas Day for second, third place winners. So we hope to see many houses enter, and we hope we get all our youth members to participate in that. And we'll once again have a meeting in the new year. That December 21st gathering will be kind of like a meeting as well to let everybody know about the contest and anything else coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you always for your good work. Appreciate it. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Sure. Absolutely.
Good evening, everyone. Eagle C. Wong, I'm Women Terrace, Saddlebrook. Couple of things. I'll do pretty good tonight. I just wanted to ask through the chair if I can ask the engineer about the issue that we have for flooding on 5th Street in Saddlebrook. If there's anything that can be done possibly by maybe installing a pipe or something like that from 5th Street over to the creek that's located in the back to eliminate or lighten up some of the flooding that's done there. The biggest issue that I see like that, you know, The mayor brought up last week that it's really not entering a lot of houses, but it's flooding out all the roadways and stuff like that and creeping on people's lawns. It's also, there's a Little League field there that gets several feet underwater. Also, there's a park just across the street. Same thing, it floods out pretty bad. And a lot of it is not just storm sewage, it's regular sewage coming up. And I don't know, it's just been a problem for a long time, and I really hope that maybe if somebody looks into this, to see if something as simple as putting an extra drain pipe in would eliminate or alleviate some of that issue.
What I can tell you is...
Bob, can you let him finish? You have more questions?
Yeah, there are a few other things. The mayor kind of like brought up last week about how bad idea I had about putting a dog park there over on Kearney Street. Maybe we can get the county or something to put one in. We have some county property in the back of, was it Lincoln School? Coolidge. There's a, I don't know, there's a nice big area back there that's really not used. But I really feel that that would be a good idea if we can, you guys can look into possibly doing something like that, getting a dog park in there. Oh, and then finally, I just wanted to say that that building on 5th Street, the old Amwood building, is really graffitied up pretty bad. And it's been that way for several months now. And I just hope that we can get this guy to either clean up his act and so it don't look as bad as it does. Because, it does affect the neighborhood. And it don't look so great. So that's all I got to say. Hope everyone has a good holiday.
Thank you, Emil. Bob, would you like to answer that, please?
Yeah, so 5th Street was paved semi-recently, before my time. But I'm pretty sure, and I'll have to look into what they looked at back then, because that would have been the time to look at a drainage issue and implement if one was feasible and would do something. I'm pretty sure they looked at something, I don't know to the extent. I'd have to go back and look, it was before my time. But what I will say generally, putting a pipe in doesn't necessarily help the situation. It has to be studied. In some cases, you can actually make it worse depending on where the flooding is coming from. If the flooding is coming from the creek back into 5th Street, putting a pipe in might make it worse. So all I'm saying is, from a general standpoint, putting a pipe in or putting an extra pipe in doesn't necessarily solve the problem or make anything better or do anything. It has to be studied.
So that's something that you'll look into and,
At the very least, I'll look into what they looked into when they paid, before they paid.
Bob,
Yeah, go ahead.
Tom Lamanowitz probably did look into it because it did come up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did something, they looked into something, I just don't know.
Well, if you would be kind enough to look that
Absolutely.
up. And
thank you.
in answer to, we talked about it at the work session, you weren't here, the dog park, we did discuss places. We have that house on Riverside, Riverview, that we bought, and because of COVID, we can't knock it down yet. But that might be an area along with the county that we're looking into. So just so that you know, we're looking into it.
Great.
Mayor, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, not on that particular, but on a couple of the dog park you mentioned, but the old Amloyd's property, I know our property maintenance officer spoke to the property manager over there. I also spoke to that property manager as well personally, and he's going to take care of it. They have an application before the zoning board in January, so I'm sure he wants to make sure everything's, that he cooperates and gets that done. But I believe he may have already taken care of it with me. No.
Still there.
What about the weeds?
Still there.
Okay.
Nothing was.
Well, I spoke to him late last week, so I'll make sure.
So we'll follow.
We'll follow.
Andrew, because
Thank
I wasn't at the last meeting and I did read the minutes, so I know you had quite a dialogue. Do you want to add anything, Andrew, before I close the meeting?
Well, we spoke about it, and the mayor had brought up that there is the area where the girls softball team used to play, behind Culvert School. There is that area that was dedicated to softball. I don't think it's used anymore. We can't speak to the people in the county, I think through the mayor, administrator. Going to talk to them to see if there is a possibility of them, now again, they'd have to spend the money and they have to allocate their money. Whether they choose to allocate it for that or to allocate it to the other part of the park that all of us are having a problem with, which is the lake, the way it looks, the way it drains, the bushes, the dead trees in there. I've been trying to get them to do that for years and years and years, and I'm not saying that they're putting us off, but there always seems to be something. Like every time they're going to do it, we get this major storm that they end up taking, there's 8 guys that work on the park system because they've lost a lot of guys. And they're like, well, we were going to do that, but we have to put our men and our money someplace else, just like the benches. It took forever to get the benches. We were supposed to get them, and they said yes, 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 and then they had to do their allocation someplace else. So according to Karen talking to her husband when he was mayor, I think he said that his recollection is that there is a part of that park that was, at least at some point, that may have been dedicated to a dog park area. Now, they've never built it up. I mean, it could be just a circle or spray paint on the ground that says this is a dog park. To me, that's not a dog park. That's just a place for a dog to take a crap. That's not a dog park. A dog park has a water station for the dogs, a place for them to go in. They usually divide it between bigger dogs and smaller dogs. A place for dogs to basically get exercise, as opposed to just walking them. They can go there and interact with other dogs. But certainly, we would do that. Another place, I brought up, I don't know if anyone agrees with me, that maybe the 5th Street Park, which is a very underutilized park, could potentially be a dog park. Again, we have our own, as you see, we've got, we got a couple $100,000 for police equipment, $1 million for infrastructure type bonding. So we've got our own allocations, and everyone who got their taxes looked and saw that for most people the taxes went up, and it's because we need to spend money, and I'm not sure at this point if the allocation would work. Now again, we are seeking out as many grants as possible to do all of these, so hopefully whatever we do here is going to be offset at least in part by some grants. But I'm 100% in favor of it. I don't currently have a dog, but I've had a dog my entire life, and I think it's a good thing. Dog parks were, whenever they were invented or came into vogue, they said, wow, that's a great idea, I wish I'd throw it up. But we're looking into it between us here locally and in conjunction with, and coordinate with the county.
Okay, can I get a motion to close the meeting to
Motion.
the public?
Just,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I thought of something else when we were talking. Regarding the water, the flooding on 5th Street. I know too that that old Amloids building, the recent flood maps that came out, there is a portion of that property by the creek in the back that is in a flood zone. And I know whoever builds there is gonna have to address that. And in talking to the property manager, he has mentioned that he's got some ideas on how to improve the drainage there, and he believes it probably will help 5th Street. Because you got that creek that runs in the back, well, it runs to the back, and then it goes towards south 46.
Right.
And it actually ends up going into Darren's Lake somehow, it goes underneath 46. So he does have some ideas on how to get the water out of that.
Maybe we can get him to pay for putting the pipe.
Well, that's what, hey, if you can,
Right.
he may have to. So,
Okay,
yes.
motion to
Thank you.
close.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the meeting is now closed to the public. Comments? Mayor?
Okay, try to be as quick as I can. I do have quite a bit, but Culvert update. Now, as we enter into the holiday season and the weather's getting colder, it's important to remain vigilant and to get vaccinated. As many of you probably know, public health experts are tracking this new Omicron, I don't know if I'm saying that right, variant, which has been labeled as a virus of concern. It's already been identified in the United States, in California, days ago, I think New York City yesterday. New Jersey daily numbers and hospitalizations have gradually increased in recent weeks as the weather has cooled and residents travel and gather for the holidays. The 7-day average for new COVID cases in New Jersey has increased 41% from the previous week, and the 7-day average for hospitalizations has increased 31%. In Saddlebrook, we have been averaging about 25 new cases per week, which really isn't that bad. It's been kind of steady there. Our rate of hospitalizations is extremely low, and the schools have remained open with no closures or significant impact to the operations, which is a good thing. As far as vaccines go, almost 6.2 million New Jersey residents have been fully vaccinated. That's over 79% of our state's residents have received at least one dose, and nearly 70% are fully vaccinated. Everyone aged 5 and older who live, work, or study in New Jersey, they're eligible for a vaccine for free. The overwhelming number of cases, hospitalizations, and deaths in New Jersey are among unvaccinated people. So the best way to protect yourself against any variant of COVID-19 remains getting vaccinated. If you need more information about COVID-19, you can go to the town website. We have a special section there, saddlebrooknj.us. The county is co.bergen.nj.us, or the state is simply nj.gov. Budget, Pete and I, we already started the budget process with all the departments, and we're meeting with them soon, the department heads, to discuss their allocations and requests. Tonight we have 3 bond ordinances on for second reading. One in the amount of $870,000 that Mr. Samaluka was referring to, I believe, authorizing the purchase of new additional replacement equipment or machinery. That's the DPW pump station and water main project. $475,000 for various sewer system improvements, and $580,000 for the acquisition of new police communication system. We have a town mailer that's going out. It looks like this. And the information's on the back. Happy Holidays is on the front, and from the township, and there's pertinent information on the back. The information on the back, please look for this in the near future. It should be coming out, but there's several items on there. One is a while back we passed an ordinance, the council passed an ordinance banning parking of commercial vehicles overnight on town streets between the hours of 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. There's our snow ordinance prohibiting parking of vehicles on township streets when the road is snow covered. Is it 2 or 3 inches? Everybody always debates this. I think it might be 3 inches. I mean, you know what, it was 2, we changed it to 3, and the other way around.
I think I had pushed for it to, whenever the police or DPW calls the police, or vice versa, that say, okay, we're going to go out there and plow, whenever it's a plowable event, and I think is it
2 inches or more.
2 inches or more? Yeah, so we determine what the DPW does to go out to plow. They notify the police that they're going to do that, and at that point, the ordinance kicks in.
Right.
I think a lot of times they will give a warning and say, just get it off. But let's put it this way. If everyone on the street is off and you're on there, you're probably going to get a ticket. It's, you know, just, sometimes it makes common sense. We don't expect everyone to go out there with a ruler and say it's an inch and 15/16, so I'm not gonna take it off.
Some
The reason
residents
is-
take it literally and they go out there and
Yeah.
you know what, if you gotta go out there and measure, you more than likely have to take the, you know, take the car off the road.
It's for safety of yourself, it's for safety of others, and listen, if you're the only car there, all that means is that the plow, when he comes down, we do curb-to-curb plowing, a lot of towns don't, we do. So they're hitting the curb, sliding along the curb, and then there's your car there, which means that, whatever it is, 50 feet before it, they've got to swerve, and now you're getting plowed in. Not only that, but you've got, and then they got to get back around, so you've got 100 or so feet that don't get plowed. We want to try and get as much curb-to-curb plowing as possible. So if there is a snow event that comes up, please try and make as much arrangements ahead of time to get your cars off the street, whether it's, if you have driveways, to try and cram them in your driveways as much as you can. If you happen to have a neighbor who, you know, has one car, you've got three, you know, ask, can I go next, can I park there temporarily? And then it'd be nice if you did that, because I've done that before, and I shoveled their snow, I said, thank you. So just be aware, if you're the only guy out there, you're probably not doing the right thing.
Back to you, Mayor.
As Mr. Simulka said, we try to clarify that, as well as another one that gets questioned a lot is, a few years back, I think back in 2017, we passed an ordinance about the fire hydrants in front of your homes, that if it's in front of your property, you have to clear it so that the fire department can get to it. Also, there's directions on how to sign up for Nixle alerts, which is our emergency notification system.
Mayor, your mic.
Oh, sorry. And also, I think there's something on there about garbage and recycling as well. Online payments, our online payment option is now available for both taxes and water. If interested, please check out our website, again, saddlebrooknj.us, for further information and instructions. Our volunteer ambulance corps is in desperate need of daytime members. If you're able to volunteer, please contact our ambulance corps at 201-587-2939. Raphael, could you please, will you put that on the video? Thank you, that phone number. Household garbage pickup. Garbage will not be picked up on Saturday, December 25th, Christmas Day, but will be picked up Monday, December the 27th. And again, due to New Year's Day being a Saturday, garbage will be picked up on Monday, January 3rd. Town Hall is closed, and the DPW as well, on Friday, December 24th, and Monday, December 27th for the Christmas holiday, and Friday, December 31st for New Year's Day. Grass and leaf pickup for Monday, December 27th will be the following Monday, January the 3rd. DPW will pick up Christmas trees during the regular leaf and grass pickup days. Toys for Tots, there are 2 drop-off boxes, one at the police station in the lobby, 63 Market Street, and the other at the senior center at 8 Caldwell Avenue. As Thomas mentioned, we had our town tree lighting ceremony on Friday, November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving. It was held at our new municipal complex, the construction site there. I want to thank Frank Ortega, the teacher from the high school, middle school, and the high school, middle school band for their performance. I also want to thank our Projects and Activities Committee, as always. Council President Karen Arminio does a great job, along with Christine and Jeanette Generario and Shannon Accomundo. The Mayor's Youth Group, they were present and helped out. I want to thank Pastor Christopher Wolf from First Reformed Church and Father Bruce Taniga of St. Philip's the Apostle. Joe Schultz and Deborah Kenriata as Santa and Mrs. Claus. Also Thomas Van Winkle for taking photos, and Raphael our videographer for videotaping the event. Also the fire department, ambulance corps, and police department for their assistance. You can check the town website, Facebook page, and our town TV for the video and the photos. Hanukkah celebrations started, first day was this past Sunday, and I want to wish all those who celebrate a happy and healthy Hanukkah and blessed holiday season. Tri-Centennial Park dedication is going to be this Saturday, 1 p.m. The park is located on the corner of Platte Avenue and Saddle River Road. As Thomas probably mentioned, the youth group is going to be there afterwards, decorating the tree that's on the property. Holiday events, the Saddlebrook decorating Christmas tree can be seen, or Saddlebrook's decorated Christmas tree can be seen at Van Saun Park during the Bergen County's Winter Wonderland Festival. Please check the town website, saddlebrooknj.us, for Winter Wonderland hours of operation between November 26th and January 2nd, 2022. 2021 Holiday Home Decorating Contest registration began yesterday. Winners will be announced on Christmas Day, or maybe the 24th, Christmas Day, possibly. There's a flyer with details that is posted on the website, Facebook page, and Our Town TV. Winners do receive a gift certificate, which is mailed to them. Our ARB Senior Christmas Party is 12:30 to 4:30 at Venetian, the Venetian on River Road in Garfield. I don't know if there's any tickets still available. I'm not sure. But if you're interested, call Joe Lecce at the Senior Center, 201-845-4594. He'll be able to tell you. It may be sold out. The Saddlebrook Volunteer Fire Department will hold its annual Santa Ride on Saturday, December the 8th. And I want to thank all... 18th? Okay, Saturday the 18th. I want to thank all of our volunteer firefighters who make this annual tradition very special. And I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Dave?
Good evening, everyone. I'd just like to mention that the Passaic Valley Sewage Commission has started a cleanup along the Saddle River. The cleanup started about 2 weeks ago at the old Red Mill at Route 4 in Fairlawn, and is heading south through Fairlawn, Rochelle Park, Saddlebrook, and it will end at Essex Street. The purpose of the cleanup is to remove areas of debris, such as downed trees, branches, leaves, and other materials that hinder the flow of water in the Saddle River. The cleanup should be concluded at the end of the calendar year, give or take. Also, the Flood Committee will be holding their next meeting on Wednesday, December 29th at the Senior Center at 6:30. Any residents that want to get involved, you're more than welcome to attend. Finally, I'd just like to wish all the residents, first responders, employees, and their families a happy holiday and Merry Christmas, as well as a healthy and prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Andrew?
I think it's a good thing that the town has entered into the technological age. We first started a few years ago by accepting credit cards for the court, so we have to go and pay somebody to chase people to pay what they owe. But we're now at that next level where we can get online payments of taxes and water. Some people, for whatever reason, prefer to come in and actually hand the check in, but it's still going to be accepted, but it's just a lot easier to press a couple of buttons and get your payments made. Now, the tree lighting was a great family and town event. It was cold as heck, and I got to give credit to the boys and girls, men and women of the Saddlebrook Middle School, High School band, because they were out there. We actually had to put them kind of like in an alcove because the wind was blowing their papers and their coral sheets or whatever they call them all over the place. So, but they were out there braving the cold. It was super windy. The tree looked beautiful. It's going to be there. It'll be like the one we have here. It'll be there forever. It'll be a new, that'll be our new site, and hopefully next year, when we're back to, when they run out of Greek numbers to, or Greek letters to do the variants, and we can get back to normal, we would have that facility open, and we can go in and do an actual holiday function afterwards. To my cynical friends out there who were just hearing the mayor talk about that garbage pickup is going to be on Tuesday or Monday instead of Saturday, and I know you're out there, and I know you're saying, what are you talking about? Our garbage doesn't get picked up normally anyway, so that won't be a big change. Well, we're aware. We're all here. We all looked outside on that Wednesday, and if that's the area that you're in, and saw that the garbage wasn't picked up on Wednesday. It didn't get picked up. I got many calls. They did come back later on that day to come in, but a lot of it got picked up on Thanksgiving. We are kind of a captive to the people that do the work, and they, in turn, are captives to their workforce. And a bunch of us went down to the League of Municipalities a couple weeks ago, and Pete sat in on one of the conferences, and it was not unusual. It was just in the roundtable discussions that garbage and recycling pickups have lapsed because of the difficulty that these companies have in A, getting employees, and B, keeping their employees. So they get people in, they work. It's a hard job. I mean, that's a hard job. And a lot of people get hurt on the job when they do that, but they can't seem to keep the people. We did contact them. I know Pete was on the phone Thanksgiving with the actual, was it Thanksgiving night? With the actual
Wednesday
owner.
night, Thursday night.
Yeah, with the actual owner of the company, got him personally, and said, we're getting slammed. I don't want to read some of the texts that I got, believe me, telling me exactly how much money they pay in taxes and why can't we get this done. And now, I know that as a local politician, it's always told, plow the snow, pick up the garbage, do what you can with the taxes. And that's really what we're about. And believe me, we're trying. We went out for bid. We went out to bid again, but almost like when we had that issue with the pavers, sometimes you're stuck with the low bidder or whoever in this case, there was only one bidder. There's the companies that do this are getting less and less in terms of numbers. So we can hope that they do a good job, and when they don't do the good job, we get on them. We can withhold money. There are things that we can do to them, but usually it's after the fact, and people they say, well, you can take a couple $1,000s off the bill, but it doesn't matter to me because my garbage was sitting out there for 2 days. So we feel your pain. We all had the same situation happen to us. Like I said, it's a local thing. It's not like, we deal with local issues. Like the national people, everything is racism, everything is climate change, everything is activism in schools. Locally, teach our kids good values, which you should be doing at home, but in the schools, let them come out so they can get a job. Keep the streets clean, keep us safe. Those are the issues that matter to Saddlebrook. Those are the issues that matter to the local, and that's what we try and do to the best of our ability. And I think for the most part, we're doing a pretty good job at that. Could always improve, yes, but I think right now we are doing a good job. The last thing is disturbing, and we had another school shooting. And again, I don't know the particulars of this one. We know that at least four children died. Unlike the parade, which seemed to me to be a premeditated murder by someone who, I don't know if he had a mental issue, but I think that a lot of these incidents, especially the school shootings, are dealt with mental issues. So people should not be scared if they are having a problem to talk to a professional, to talk to their religious leader, talk to someone at school. So if you need help, don't be afraid to get it. Saddlebrook is proud to be a stigma-free community. Talk to someone in charge. You can talk to any of us if you're having a problem. And not that these people can solve it, but generally they can direct you to places that can give you the help. And if you see someone that you feel is in distress, I don't think it's tattling or ratting them out or anything like that, but better to be safe than sorry. Bring it up to, like I say, if it's in school, bring it up to a teacher, saying, I'm a little worried about Johnny there because he's used to be outgoing, now he's introverted. And they have some training in what to do, and if they can't help you, again, they can direct it to the right place. That's a really sad note to end on, but everyone have a great holiday season.
Councilwoman Mazer.
It's always tough to follow this guy.
Kind of covers it all.
Anyway, I too would like to thank Thomas and the Mayor's Youth Group for always making our holiday celebrations so extra special. And everyone that came out that night and everyone involved that were in charge of the festivities was an awesome event. I would like to also congratulate our 2 new police officers that were sworn in Tuesday night. Thank you for your service, and please, all our first responders, police, ambulance, everybody, please stay safe. I'd also like to wish our own township attorney, Anthony, a happy belated birthday. And many more. And happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to be short. I'm proud to announce that the 2021 road program is complete. The roads that were left over from 2020, everything's complete, correct, Bob? So we are in the process of picking the streets for next year. And I'm happy to say that we've continued doing this every year, and we will continue to do so. The tree lighting, yes, Thomas, I agree. You are the guy to be. You're always there when we need you. The DPW did a great job on the lights. The municipal complex is moving along. We are not having any problem getting material. There are between 30 to 50 people there working. It's really, really moving along. We're very close to starting the sheetrock. Thomas does go there on a regular basis. Thomas, you put them on our Facebook page?
They're on the town website.
Okay, so if you check the website, you can see, Thomas gets there at least once a week, correct? To take
I
pictures?
try.
Okay. Well, you can see, if you go on the website, you can see the changes from week to week. So we are moving along. So far, knock on wood, no glitches. Everything is, full speed ahead. And we're all looking forward to getting that completed. The mayor mentioned our holiday luncheon at the Venetian. I'm not quite sure. There may be several tickets open. And again, the mayor said to call Joe at the senior center. That's always a nice day, a nice afternoon. Peter Lieberman is the entertainment. So if anybody is interested last minute, please call the center as soon as you can. And I think I'm good with saying Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, safe, healthy. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Lotico, ordinances, please.
Ordinance 1711-21 for final reading. A bond ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements and the acquisition of new, additional, or replacement equipment and machinery in by imported water utility of the Township of Saddlebrook, in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $780,000 to pay the cost thereof, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Garrick,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer,
Yes.
Councilman Samaluka.
Yes.
Council President Dorminio.
Yes. Motion to open the meeting to the public on this ordinance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is open to the public on this ordinance and this ordinance only. Anyone wishing to speak? Seeing none, motion's closed.
Motion closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that the ordinance entitled, "A Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Making of Various Public Improvements and the Acquisition of New Additional or Replacement Equipment and Machinery in by imported water utility of the Township of Saddlebrook in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $780,000 to pay the cost thereof, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, is now passed on second and final reading, and that the township clerk be directed to advertise said ordinance or title thereof in the press together with the notice of the date of passage of said ordinance according to law.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Yes.
Councilman Garrick.
Yes.
Council President Dorminio.
Yes.
Ordinance passed. Final reading ordinance number 1712-21 is a bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of various sanitary sewer system improvements in by and for the Township of Saddlebrook in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $475,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka.
Yes.
Councilman Garrick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Yes.
Council President Dorminio.
Yes.
A bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of various sanitary sewer system improvements in by and for the Township of Saddlebrook in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $475,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Can I have a motion to open the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is open to the public on this ordinance. Seeing no one, motion's closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that the ordinance entitled "A Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Undertaking of Various Sanitary Sewer System Improvements in by and for the Township of Saddlebrook in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $475,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, is now passed on second and final reading, and that the township clerk be directed to advertise said ordinance or title thereof in the press, together with the notice of its date of passage of said ordinance according to law.
Motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Yes.
Councilman Garrick.
Yes.
Council President Dorminio.
Yes.
We have ordinance 1713-21, a bond ordinance to authorize the acquisition of a new police communications system in by and for the Township of Saddlebrook in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $580,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samaluka.
Yes.
Councilman Garrick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Yes.
Council President Dorminio.
Yes.
A bond ordinance to authorize the acquisition of a new police communications system in by and for the Township of Saddlebrook, the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $580,000 to pay costs thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Motion to open the meeting to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is open to the public on this ordinance. Seeing none, motion's closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that the ordinance entitled a bond ordinance to authorize the acquisition of new police communications system and by and for the Township of Saddlebrook in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $580,000, pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. This is now passed on second and final reading, and that the Township Clerk be directed to advertise said ordinance or title thereof in the press, together with the notice of the date of passage of said ordinance according to law.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Dorman?
Yes.
Ordinance passed. First reading, an ordinance of the Township of Sanitary, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to fix the salary and wages of employee servants or professional staff for the white-collar employees for the years 2021 through 2023, for first reading, as it's been adopted by contract.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Dorman?
Yes.
Be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that an ordinance of the Township of Saddlebrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to fix the salary and wages of employees, servants, or professional staff or white-collar employees for the years 2021 through 2023, heretofore passed on first reading, be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on the 20th day of December 2021 at 7:00 p.m. or sooner after as the matter can be reached at the Municipal Building, 93 Market Street, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance according to law, with the notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and at the time and place when where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Dorman?
Yes.
Ordinance 1715-21, first reading. An ordinance of the Township of Sanitary, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to fix the salary and wages of employees, servants, or professional staff for the blue-collar employees for the years 2022 and 2023, as provided by contract.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Dorman?
Yes.
Be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that an ordinance of the Township of Saddlebrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, fixes the salary and wages of employees, servants, or professional staff for the blue-collar employees for the years 2022 and 2023, heretofore passed on first reading, be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on the 20th day of December 2021 at 7:00 p.m., or sooner after as the matter can be reached at the Municipal Building, 93 Market Street, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance according to law, with the notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and at the time and place when where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Samuka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Dorman?
Yes.
That's it. All items listed with an asterisk are considered routine and non-controversial by the Township Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member or member so requested, in which case the item or items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. The one motion signifies adoption of all resolutions, received and filed letters, correspondence reports, and approval of minutes and applications. Not part of the consent agenda are the minutes of November 4, 2021, regular meeting, and resolution number 12 to approve the purchase of police communication system.
Through the chair, I'm just going to request that number 11 be taken out of the consent agenda.
Okay.
Okay, motion,
Motion.
Second?
roll call.
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Council President Dormini?
Yes.
We have the minutes of the November 4, 2021 meeting.
Motion,
Motion to approve?
Second?
roll call.
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Council President Dormini?
Abstain.
We have resolution number 11, which is to cancel certain real estate taxes for Block 707, Lot 2, for a 100% disabled veteran.
Motion,
Motion.
Second?
roll call.
Councilman Simaluka?
Abstain.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Council President Dormini?
Yes.
And we have resolution number 12 is to approve purchase of police communication system for regional communications.
Motion,
Motion.
Second?
roll call.
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Council President Dormini?
Yes.
So,
Okay. Does anyone have old business or new business, Mayor?
Yes, I just wanted to piggyback off of Councilman Simaluka with the garbage. Just a couple of things. Don't be afraid to report it where, the location, where it wasn't picked up. Like Mr. Simaluka said, sometimes, we really want to know the location. We don't like getting yelled at, but sometimes I guess we deserve it if it's not picked up. But the big thing that I want to say is to leave it out, because they always have that question, well, should we leave it out or should we bring it back? Leave it out, because we're trying our best to get the garbage collector, whether it's household garbage or recycling, to come back as soon as possible to pick it up. And if you tell us the location, we know, because I know myself and Pete and some of the council members, we're out there driving around. When we find out one location didn't get picked up, we check that immediate area and we find other locations. So this way we can call them back and they can come and pick it up in a timely manner. Also, Mr. Simaluka brought up about the school shooting, and I too don't know too much about it, but it makes me very happy when, not that there's a school shooting, but happy's the wrong word. I'm relieved that we do have the Class 3 specials, the retired law enforcement officers in the schools. Because when I see that happen, and it happens all over, sometimes close to us, sometimes not, I'm comforted by the fact that we have an armed, retired police officer in the schools. And that program is working out fabulously. So the school district likes it, really thinks it's working well. And the parents love it. They love seeing a police officer on the premises. So thank you.
Anyone else?
In regard to tonight's bond
It's
ordinances.
mine.
There's no time. In regard to tonight's
It's
bond
year
ordinances,
law.
like you said, we're trying to do as much as we can. One of the bonds is for the system on Mayhill. Hopefully that will help with concerns regarding flooding in that area. If we can get that up and running to as close to 100% capacity. We've had issues with that particular piece of machinery for years. Hopefully that would help that area, that area of town that is mostly affected by malfunctions over there. Obviously the sanitary sewer bond, we need that. These pipes are 100 years old. They need to be replaced. They need to be fixed. The more we can replace in piecemeal, the better everyone is. The last ordinance was for the police communication system. Initially, I preferred to go with a different route, but in speaking with the mayor, they made a very good position, took a very good position on it. I spoke to the officer in charge. He's satisfied that we're doing the right thing, and I changed my mind, and that's why I voted yes to award the contract to that particular contractor. But again, this is for the safety of our officers, but it's also for the safety of our citizens. It's long overdue. Speaking of long overdue, one of the resolutions that we put in was for Saddlebrook to enter into it's called, pardon? It's the 1030, I'm looking for the number, 1033 program. What happens is there is Department of Defense, the U.S. Department of Defense, has equipment that is not old and broken down, that is pretty much, it's the government. So they got stuff that they don't use and they don't need, and we can get them at no cost to us. It includes office furniture, computers, medical first aid equipment, PPE, respirators, binoculars, anything. And a lot of towns have entered into this program. We are now into that program, and hopefully we will be able to benefit, and it will be for the benefit of us. The less money we have to spend to purchase this, and we can get this free from the federals, the better it is for everyone. Thank you.
Okay. I do want to say one thing, Mayor. I want to commend you for the 2 new hires. They were sworn in on Tuesday night. And if you would just tell the residents how there's no academy, and if you would just take a minute to...
Sure. These officers were hired under a new, they call it an alternate route program. It's a transfer program that's run through civil service. Our township, we use civil service to do testing for candidates to be selected. But this new program it was done by the state. The state passed a law to increase diversity, to make sure that each department and town has the ability to reach out, and if they need certain officers, minority officers, whether they're Asian or Hispanic or black or women are considered a minority. Well, in police work they are. So that's why it was done. I'm very happy to say that all paperwork went down, because it is, this is like a brand new program, and my secretary emailed everything down, and we got the approval that they're both approved, they're in the system, they're good to go. So, which we knew they would be, but it's nice to see that in black and white. But because they're transfers, they're already certified, PTC, Police Training Commission certified with the state. They don't have to go to the police academy. The police academy is almost 6 months. So by bringing them on, that's saving the town right there the 6 months of paying their salary for training. So that's a benefit. And the big benefit is they need to come in, they need to do orientation training, field training with a certified field training officer in the police department. That usually takes maybe a month, and then they're good to go. They're good to be out on patrol on their own. They don't need to have any assistance with we have 2 officers that are coming out of the police academy this month, the end of the month. They take a little bit longer because they're new officers. They've been trained at the police academy, but it's a lot different once you hit the street. So they need to have an officer with them, for the better part of 3 months. So it's good to have these transfers because, and both of them are excellent. they have great records with their department they came from. I'm really happy with them, again, they're exemplary officers. One of the officers was from Saddlebrook, who was a police special, class 1 special here for several years, and then he ended up getting hired in Wharton. And the other officer is from Hackensack, nearby. Department he was with was further away. It was more of a city environment. He wanted a suburban environment rather than a city environment. And another really good officer. So I'm pleased, and they're going to work out fine. So
Good, thank you. And they've already started, right, today?
they actually started yesterday. They were in yesterday doing some orientation.
So, good job. Okay, I'd like a motion to open the meeting on the public for agenda items only.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is now open to the public on agenda items only. Anyone wishing to speak? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any more comments? Anybody? No?
No, we're good on this end.
You're good on that end? Can I-
Hit the button.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is now adjourned. Have a good evening.